It is 24 minutes now past the hour. Welcome back to Fox and Friends. Michigan passing two controversial bills this week. One requiring those collecting unemployment to take a drug test, and another requiring those collecting food stamps to take part in community service. And while some say this is a way to ensure people aren't abusing the system, others think it's a violation of people's constitutional rights. Here to debate this is Ellison Barber from the Washington Free Beacon and Richard Fowler, host of the Richard Fowler Show. Nice to see both of you this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Richard, let me start with you. One of the senators there in the state of Michigan said there is absolutely nothing wrong with requiring folks to have a little skin in this game as it relates to collecting food stamps. What do you say to that, Richard?
Well, I got to tell you, I think when you talk about food stamps and you talk about the folks, individuals, and feeding their families and trying to feed their children, to add another stipulation to this and saying that you now have to be forced to do community service or forced to take drug tests is just an attempt to sort of block people from getting food for their kids, and that's just shocking to me.
Ellison, what do you think about the food stamps portion of this?
Right. Well, I think that's more. I think it's important to look at that in terms of the broader picture. I'm a little bit weary of the specific food stamp bill that has been proposed in Michigan, but I think it's what it is an effort to do is to sort of give people a level of accountability. Irving Kristol once made the argument that a social reform program that worked well was night school, and the idea behind it was that he said it was an opportunity program and one that provided people because it built on existing motivations. And I think that the efforts to have people have a stake in their community when they're receiving funds that are provided by the other people in their communities for their food stamps is an effort to provide them with an external motivation, and also, like the senator did say, to put a little bit of skin in the game for them. And I think it just provides them with an opportunity to give back, a comparable way to give back to their community when their other community members are paying taxes that they're then using to get food stamps.
Richard, do you think this is unconstitutional? How so?
Oh, I think it's unconstitutional because if you look at the bills together, so there's two bills that are in the Michigan State House. One bill is the community service bill. The other bill is the drug testing bill. And you put those together, so you're basically you're violating the Fourth Amendment. You're forcing them to get drug tests. Now you're forcing them to get community service, all because they want to give their children food. It boggles the mind to me. And I think to add to that, this is about elevating those that are the least among us, and if we want to elevate them by giving them this food system, by adding stipulations to it, it makes it hard to prove that we're really trying to elevate them.
Ellison, you disagree?
I do. I don't think that it's unconstitutional because it's not requiring anyone to take these drug tests. It's just adding another stipulation to something that already has prerequisites for the program anyways. I think actually this is a program that has, these types of government benefit programs do have abuse. It's not just an issue that people say on the right or conservatives say. It's something that the Obama administration tried to address in 2011 with their campaign to cut waste. So it isn't just a one problem, and I do think that it's not unconstitutional, like I said, because it's simply establishing a prerequisites there before, and you don't have to take it. I think that what this is working towards, though, is a desire to fill a void where there's a lack of accountability. With government assistance like student loans, you know where that money is going because it's going directly to schools. With food stamps and these government benefits programs, you don't know where the cash is going to. So they're just trying to fill that void.
Richard, final word, 10 seconds.
I think you know exactly where the cash is going. The cash is to put food in the mouth of babies. It's going to grocery stores and corner stores to make sure that kids get apples and the nutrition they desperately need. And I think the fact that a stipulation, in my mind, is another loophole that these parents have to go through to make sure they can feed their families. And that's just discouraging, disheartening, and horrible for the American people.
Ellison Barber and Richard Fowler, we appreciate you joining us bright and early on this Saturday morning. Thanks so much. Now you have the rest of the day to look forward to. We got you up early.
Thanks for having me.